It's weird that nobody's talking right now. Most of the time people are talking over me right now. You can't hear the music. I don't know what to do with my hands. Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Smoking Butts and Tappin' Ash podcast. I am your host, Dave, and this week we have a special guest, Mr. Tone Smoke himself.
Tony Glassford, a.k.a. Tone Smoke.
Tone Smoke. He is finally back. It's been a while, man.
It's been a long time.
Hell, I saw you like a couple days ago, but before that, it's been a while in general.
Oh, yes.
Like too long.
Very too long.
Everybody's all busy and stuff, have stuff to do, all that mess.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Kids and all their extracurricular activities and being on different boards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Takes up a lot of time.
Before we get into all the good stuff here, this is a smoke. And this week, I am smoking a Kentucky Fire Cured Sweet full-size cigar. I'm a big fan of the cigarillo size and the tins. Every once in a while I'll have one of these. It's just like a little extra goodness for a while. And it's a celebration, so might as well have one of the big ones.
Exactly.
What are you smoking this week, man?
This week I'm smoking a Romeo Juliet 1875 Reserve.
Nice.
It's supposed to pair very well with the pour we have here tonight.
We do have a pour, something a little out of the ordinary. Having a little bourbon episode, aren't we?
Yes, we got a little bourbon episode going.
Oh, yes. Stay tuned for that. Before that, though, we did do a little cooking.
Oh, yeah, a little taste test.
Yeah, I cooked up some pork cutlets. Have a new rub to the podcast for the Rubdown. Mr. Heath Riles cherry rub. Also did a little sauced up.
You did a dry rub version and a sauce version.
I did. I found a new sauce that I've been really liking a lot. And it's a difficult one to pinpoint the flavors. Like, it's very complex. A lot of people like mix sauces up here and there to do competitions, and this one I don't think you need to. It's
perfect the way it is.
It's just out of this world, man.
And the way you put it on there and then you glazed it for a little bit. Oh, yeah. Phenomenal.
So what do you think about the rub, like straight out of the bottle?
The rub straight out of the bottle, very sweet. I mean, you could taste the cherry right off the bat. You can taste the seasoning in the rub. Mm-hmm. And then when it gets on the meat, it just expands from there.
You know what it reminds me of? The candy, the Fun Dip.
Oh, yes.
Like the cherry Fun Dip.
Yeah.
But like some barbecue spices added to it.
Exactly.
Like, it's that kind of cherry. It's that much of a punch of cherry.
It's take like a rib bone and just dunk it in there.
It's pretty good. I've been putting a light coat of this on my ribs. It's very sugary, so I don't want to put too much on there. But
it's not over sweet.
You need a bigger sample, man, because it's got some sugar in there. I don't want it to burn, so I've been kind of slowly adding a little more here and there to see how well it'll do by itself. But, that's that.
But right now, on the pork cutlets, beautiful combination.
Well, it's pretty good. I dug it quite a bit. We might as well do that first, right? Just go on about the rub, and then we'll do the sauce after. Was there anything you didn't like about it? Like any flavor notes or anything you didn't?
No, I didn't pick up on anything I didn't like in the rub itself.
Same here. I didn't find anything off-putting. There wasn't much
no wang
salt
to it or anything. You know?
And like cooked on the meat, there wasn't too much sugar.
Oh no, it mellowed out just perfectly on there.
Yeah, it was very good.
And the caramelization it did on the pork and everything, it was real beautiful.
Heck yeah, cooked those babies to about 140, let them rest to 145. Nice and juicy, buddy.
Plenty of juice. Plenty of juice.
Unlike the pork loin you had at work the other day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We won't say where that came from. But
a local restaurant.
It was a little shoe leather-ish.
Yeah, very shoe leather. Yeah. Even though it was sitting in a half a pan of juice.
And you know where all the juice went now.
Exactly.
If you see the juice, that meat ain't going to be juicy. That's usually what happens. Just so everybody knows.
Like, exactly.
Don't be fooled. But yeah, so that's that on the rub. We're going to go ahead and get into the sauce before we rate this rub. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
So it was Cosmos Op X. I used this a couple weeks ago on some pork belly burn-ins, and I fell in love with the sauce. And I thought it might just be the pork belly burn-ins because they're delicious. The fat, rendered out beautifully. And this is one of the rubs I put on those. There was like 2 or 3 rubs I put on those. Man, that sauce just put a zing on them.
It did the same thing on those pork cutlets too.
Yeah, and it's a pretty dense piece of meat, so I was wondering how it would do on a thicker cut of meat because burn-in is just a little piece of candy.
The way it caramelized on top there is beautiful.
It's nice and thick, but
it's not runny.
Yeah, it's not runny, but when you put it back on the grill to tack up, it has a nice sheen.
Right.
It's not chunky in any way. It had a good reaction.
Very good reaction. Very good reaction.
Did you pick up any flavor notes in that? Did it remind you of anything?
Well, remember I ate the sample before I tasted the rub.
Yep.
So when I was eating the sample, I was picking up on I was like, there's a fruit in here.
Yep.
I was like, I can't pinpoint it.
Yep.
By me drinking Crown Apple on top of it,
that might have had a little something to do with it.
I was like, but there's a fruit in here. And then when you brought the rub out and I tasted the rub and then read the bottle, I was like, oh, that's that cherry coming through, and it coming through strong, and it's real. I mean, cherry also go perfect with the pork anyway.
Oh, yeah. Any kind of fruit and pork goes great. Can't go wrong.
No.
Did you pick up anything from the sauce? Like, now that you know where the fruit component came from.
Right. On the sauce, like I said, thick, nice and sweet. You can taste a little pepper in it, but it's not overpowering like it's going to burn you out. It's just a little peppery. It kind of, like I told you, it kind of reminded me like a jerk sauce. It
does kind of have that profile, and I'm wondering, I don't have the bottle in front of me. I might grab it here in a minute just for fun, but I'm going to guess there's a ginger in it of some sort, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe like an allspice.
Kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I picked that up too. Like somewhere between there and like an Asian barbecue sauce.
Exactly.
But not really any of those. Like it's its own
but it's
thing.
Its own thing, yeah.
Like it's a straight up barbecue sauce, and you can tell it's like, backyard barbecue, but times 10.
Ooh,
really.
Yes.
And I think it's kind of a secret what he puts in it.
I was going to say, the way the bottle looks, black and all secret looking.
There's not much information on there.
It's just a couple letters.
Yeah, OPS. That's all you get. So, my cigar went out. It's very freaking humid out here.
Oh, yeah, it's very.
So I got to stay on top of that while we're yapping. But let's get into some rating, man. Like, as far as this rub goes, reusability, all that good stuff. Different kinds of meats, whatever.
Well, see, from the look of the bottle as it is, it's a quarter of the way down already. It's almost half.
Yeah, I've been using it.
So I'm going to say the rating will have to be pretty high up there.
It ain't low. So 1 to 10, man. What are you thinking?
I'm actually thinking on this probably about a 7 or 8. It'll be something that I would go and buy and use pretty much rarely.
Yep.
When the family comes over, I really want to show off my seasonings, then I'll put that out.
Oh yeah. This is what happens when you get in your 40s, man. People come over, you got to show them your barbecue rub collection.
That's right.
I saw a meme the other day. You either get into American history or smoking meats when you're in your 40s. So.
I did the smoking meat.
Me too. Yep, the other one required too much reading.
Yep, and then I went into fine cigars.
And there you go, man.
And now I'm getting into the bourbon.
Yep, so 7.5. Is that fair?
Yeah, 7.5, perfect.
I think I'm going to give it an 8 for the rub. Like, it's pretty solid. Like, this is the first time I've used it standalone without it being mixed with anything. Mm-hmm. I've been using it for a little accent, and it's been doing great as far as that goes. I think that would probably be the strongest way to use it. A little accent or like half and half with something, like a little more peppery maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can have a bigger salt component to it.
Right.
Still stand up and still get the cherry through there.
I'm reading
It's
the label
pretty
here. Our secret combination of ingredients captures the true taste of Memphis-style championship barbecue with the perfect balance of sweet and heat.
Well, I didn't get any heat.
I didn't get any heat.
That's
either.
for sure.
I got a lot of sweet,
Yeah.
just on the rub itself. I didn't get
no
much
heat there. So that's a little, whatever.
The heat might be in the bottom of the bottle.
Maybe, yeah. We haven't got to that part yet. But they all say that shit. It's all sweet heat. But, yeah. That's a good one, man.
7.5, 8. That's, good
So
rating on
we'll
that.
say it gets an 8 overall. It's a definite buy and have in the cabinet. Try it out with stuff. What else do you think this would be good on? What would be your first thing that you would put this on?
I would try it on chicken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Definitely try it on chicken.
I'm with you.
Probably season it like you did the pork cutlets,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of wrap that in bacon, and then sprinkle the seasoning back on top.
Yep, I think I would actually try it on bacon.
Yeah.
And now that you said that,
Thick cut pork belly bacon.
Chicken was my first choice, but now that you said bacon, I would smoke some bacon and put this on. That would be freaking awesome.
You'll give it that
candy
right?
component.
Candy bacon.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. Like maybe a little honey on there too.
Ooh, yes.
A little cherry honey bacon.
Oh,
dude,
local honey.
We might be onto something here.
Now, where can we get this rub from?
I bought this from Louis Barbecue Supply Company here in Illinois. I don't see it out and about much, so it's probably more of a specialty shop.
Right.
Rubs that they carry, and I'm sure you can get it on the website. But, yep, I picked this up from Mr. Aaron over there a couple weeks ago. Well, a couple months ago, really. Been using it pretty frequently since then.
Oh, yeah. Remember, I could tell it was a quarter way down from the top.
And that's using it as an accent rub, so I've been using a lot. Used it on some pork butts the other night, actually.
Like you said, you did the burn-ins? Oh, I bet they were phenomenal.
Yeah, they were good. They were very good. So let's get into the sauce. Like, is there any, like, other than, like, the jerk component, did anything jump out at you? And it's okay if that's the first thing that came out.
Well, I like the sticky sweetness on it.
Yeah, it was. It was nice and sticky. It set up nicely on the meat after going back on the fire. I got, like you said, I got, like a jerk mixed with Asian. Then there was like a Worcestershire flavor in there somewhere. I'm not sure what part, but it's very complex.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very dark sauce too. I'm going to be using that on a lot of different things. I'm going to give that probably a 10. Yeah. I don't dish out 10s very often. But that
because the way it tastes, once you taste it, like I tasted on the pork cutlet, I was thinking of other things it could go on that would make it pop even more.
What would you try that on?
Chicken.
Chicken, of course.
I would do it like a nice version of jerk chicken with that sauce.
Dude, that would be good.
Yes.
Yeah, add a little fire to that.
Put a little bit more heat in there.
Heat it
up. A
up.
little red pepper.
Heck yeah. I think I would try it on some shrimp.
That too.
Like grill some shrimp up.
Like that Asian zing shrimp.
Yeah. I think it would go well with some seafood type stuff. But there's only one way to find out, really. That's to try it.
You got to put it on the meat.
Yeah. So what do you think, man? Did you already rate it? Did you give it a number, the sauce?
10.
10? You agree with me, 10?
I would wholeheartedly agree with that. Because like I said, I picked up on that jerk flavor, and I was like, man, that would go awesome on some chicken.
Definitely. Which, you gave me a nickname a couple of years ago.
The Birdman.
The Birdman.
And it still stands true.
Yeah, that's right, man. So we're going to...
No matter what others may say.
Yeah, Travis and Scott aren't big on nicknames because they're wieners. They're like, oh, shut up. I'm like, no, I'm the Birdman, dude.
You are the true Birdman.
That's right. So, me and you have been talking about branching off and doing another podcast possibly in the future.
Yeah.
We're kind of weighing the options and seeing what could be possible. you never know. This might be kind of a preview of what that may be.
Right. Want me to speak a little bit more on that?
Yeah, please do.
So like I told you, I came up with the podcast of Smoke, Sip, Savor, and Soul. Smoke for the cigar, sip for the bourbon, savor for the food that it all complements when it's put together. And the soul part is just spiritual growth. Just a little bit.
Heck yeah, man. Nice little balance of everything.
Balance of everything. That makes the world go around perfect when we have balance.
That's right. Yeah, I'm digging the idea. So we're going to try to make it happen. You know, there's always things to overcome.
Oh, yes.
In the development stages, but you never know.
Exactly.
So that's tentative plans. Yeah.
I appreciate you giving it a thought. I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, yeah, man. Like, it's kind of what I always envisioned anyway. And, you know, I enjoy cigars. I enjoy bourbon. I enjoy beer.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the things that people are meant to enjoy. Food, of course.
Exactly. I mean, just like I was explaining to you earlier, I said that, you know, I'm not going to throw Bible at you, but just to get a closer picture of it is more of showing how our Creator has created us and this earth and the things on it, and how we can take more appreciation of the things that we have, like fine cigars and good bourbon.
That's right.
And great food.
Yes, and friends.
And when you combine that all together in good conversation, that's the fellowship right there.
That's right. There you go. Yep. So let's get into this bourbon, man. That's what I've been waiting on. First, let's do a little sign off from the Rubdown there. I always forget to hit that button.
Love that.
It's kind of newer, but I do love that little excerpt. So what do we got here, man?
Well, right now we have a pour of Woodford Reserve.
This is just the flagship, right?
The flagship Kentucky straight bourbon. Well, we're being fancy tonight. We're sipping out of some Glencairns.
We are being fancy. You brought these fancy-ass glasses over.
Because I wanted to show you a trick I did the other day.
Oh, I want to see it.
Okay.
Is this the smoking trick?
This is the smoking trick. Okay, so I have my Glencairn here. Have a nice little pour of Woodford Reserve. Now, I was told that the Romeo and Juliet pairs perfectly with the Woodford Reserve. So
we're going to find out, huh? Oh, you're smoking with a cigar smoke. I've seen this before. Got a little dance going on. It's looking
just
good,
swirling
man.
Around there in the smoke a little
swirling
bit.
Around. Wish we had some video for this.
Oh, yes. That beautiful video.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
It pretty much takes the burn out of it.
Okay.
And it lets the cigar complement the bourbon.
I've done a lot of wood smoke
yes.
before. We were just talking about that earlier.
Yeah, the gift you gave me, the Smoking Butts and Tapping Ash smoker on there.
Yep. So I've tried a lot of fruit woods and stuff, and I enjoy that. And we actually went to the old-fashioned cigar bar, me and my buddy Corey. Mm-hmm. Dude, they have the best smoked old-fashioned ever. Like, it's a production.
I love a good old-fashioned.
Yeah, we're going to have to go down there and check that out. So what are you getting off, like, the initial nose of this whiskey?
The initial nose of the whiskey, automatically you get that spice that's in there.
Yep, there is a spice now.
There is a spice in there.
Right on the nose.
Right on the nose. It's beautifully because it doesn't... Woodford, to me, it may do to other folks, but I've learned a trick on the bourbon. You swirl it around a little bit, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth with the bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
That way you're putting the taste of the bourbon in your nostril and on the top of your tongue, on your palate.
There you go.
You do that again. Just give it an exhale.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much taking a shot right there. It's taking a drink.
Yes. I
So
agree.
that's preparing your mouth for the bourbon. So when you lay the bourbon on your tongue, give it a light wish around the mouth,
Mm-hmm.
let it flow down, and it's that everything you smell comes right out in it because it's already in your nose.
That's right. And I kind of do the opposite when I take the drink.
Mm-hmm.
I like to suck in some air, let it go over the palate, exhale in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Like that way you get the full experience.
Full experience.
So I get some vanilla.
Oh, yes.
Like right off the
Vanilla.
smell.
The spice, it flows right on top of that vanilla.
Yep. And, to kind of relate to cigars, I think the spice is like a nice, strong, peppery spice.
Right. The same peppery spice you do get in the Romeo and Juliet.
Yep. When you do a
So
retrohale, it's
right.
kind of the same deal.
So it goes hand in hand.
Yep. I just did a retro on this, and this is pairing very well with this bourbon.
So not a sweet cigar, but a rustic cigar.
Yeah, this is a sweet cigar,
Right.
and this kind of took that away. When
Took the sweetness away?
Yeah, it did.
Mhm.
Like it just, and you got to really taste the flavors.
Right.
Like it's a toasty goodness. Like,
Yes.
I don't even know how to describe it. Man.
Right. It gets to where you cannot describe it. It is so good.
It's like you're sitting around a campfire, and you've been hanging out a couple hours.
And you have a good drink in your hand.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's reminding me of right
Exactly.
now. Nice bonfire in the fall.
And then, not to mention, we didn't pour full Glencairns. Just
Just a little taste.
just a little taste.
On the second drink, I got some like full cherry flavor.
Right. I've been saying on some drinks you will get that cherry, and that's always, for me, it's always at the end, at the very end.
Yep, that's when I got it. And it could totally be this rub that we had, but it's a little different cherry. Like,
So, with the cherry hint, it'll go perfect with that rub.
yes, I agree. So far,
Honestly, I think this pairs perfectly with the pork cutlet you prepared
I
tonight.
gotta agree. I definitely agree with that. I'm excited for the next one because the next one is my favorite bourbon.
Awesome.
Like
awesome
my favorite
burger.
go-to bourbon. Like dollar for dollar, you cannot beat it.
Now, see, this one got me a little bit because I was tossed between getting this bottle or getting one of the allocated bottles that I
Yeah.
wanted.
This
It
is a
was-
good place to start,
Right.
I would say.
So I started with the Woodford because, when I was putting together the other podcast we were talking about, and I was going through them like, what good whiskeys pair with good cigars? Another podcast show that we watch on YouTube, Final Third Cigar.
Yep.
They're always pairing,
Oh, yes,
And-
they're all about it.
all about pairing. So I kind of got something from them.
Mhm.
And, when they give a good suggestion, it's nice to go to local store and grab a bottle, grab a cigar, pair it to see if it's nice, or pair it to one of your normal smokes you do
Yep.
and see how it pairs with that.
Yes.
But this one here is the Woodford Reserve Double Oaked,
Yes, pound for pound,
pound for
the
pound,
heavyweight champion.
heavyweight champion in the bourbon world.
I gotta say, I've tried a lot of bourbons. I've tried some very high dollar bourbons, and they're good. Don't get me wrong, but they don't compare as far as the price goes.
Exactly.
Like, I've tried a $500 bourbon. I've tried a $1,000 bourbon.
Oh, yes.
I would not pay that
Right, for the
that.
bottle.
Like even if I had that kind of money to just throw around, I wouldn't buy that for what it is compared to this being
Right.
$50.
Exactly.
Or $60, wherever you're at.
Right.
It's right around.
It's
there.
right around $50-$60.
Yeah.
Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey finished in a second oak barrel.
Oh yeah. It's time to get into this bad
And
boy, dude.
I'm telling you, it is beautiful.
I usually have a bottle of this on hand, and currently I do not. I am building back my stash. I gotta have a little bit heavier pour than the last one on this,
Gotcha.
dude. And I got a little something for you later too. So.
Was that good enough?
Oh, that's perfect. Man.
beautiful.
That's all we need. Just looking at that, it has just a much richer color.
That color is just...
Like regular Woodford has nice color.
Right, it does. I mean, regular Woodford has nice color, but the double oak has that dark,
Yeah, this nice
that
caramel.
real oaky color.
Mm-mm. It doesn't look dirty.
On the nose, you can smell that oak barrel.
Yes, it's much more mellow too. It doesn't have the pepper spice.
Right, it doesn't have the spice like the
nose.
regular Woodford does coming right off the bat.
I do get a lighter hint of vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely get the oak. What else am I getting? I'm getting a little something else.
A lot of people don't like it when I say this, but it's like your grandfather's cologne, the English leather.
You know what? You kind of nailed it. Like the old timers,
Right.
just like the fond memories.
Exactly. When I smell this, it always takes me back. It doesn't take me forward to the future.
That's right.
It takes me back to the past, to one of those old smells that just lingered around.
It's like
your
you walk
grandfather.
into a saloon back in the day.
Right.
You know, it may not be this smooth, but it's going to be this.
like you walking past Grandpa's glass, and I remember that smell.
Yep, there you go, man. That's a good description. All right, it's time to taste this bad boy. You got yours flowing well. Not smoking that one, and I don't blame you one bit. Like,
No, it's fine the way it is.
Yeah. Some of the.
This is one I wouldn't put I would put a little smoke on it.
Yeah, maybe the second time.
Only if Woodford came out with their own cigar to put with it.
Yes. Have you ever had the Woodford cherries?
No.
Dude, I usually drop a Woodford cherry in this. It's dynamite. Like, you don't need anything else in it. It's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna try it myself. See how this goes. Like, I've never really paid this much attention to it. I just know that I love it. Yes.
Right.
It's very smooth.
Very smooth.
Like, hardly any burn at all.
Exactly.
Like the regular Woodford, you know you're drinking.
I was say you drink
You're
regular Woodford.
You're drinking hot. Oh, we got a visitor here.
Oh,
we got
yeah.
Mr. James Brown. What's up, dude? You're just in time for the podcast here. Yeah, come on, have a seat. That's okay. Maggie's welcoming you. You've been mowing, I see, my neighbor. You just pull the lever on top.
On top, pull it up. No, not that one. The little black thing.
Oh, goodness. All right. I'm going to tell a little bit more about this whiskey while I'm trying it out. I'm definitely getting the cherry like
Oh yeah,
heavy on this.
Same cherry as the regular Woodford.
Yeah, I'm a little dirty. Look at my Converse,
so
man.
good.
They're all chewed up. Come on.
Oh yeah,
Need yard mode? I'll mow it.
I think Max just got the yard mowed, man. I
$5.
appreciate that though.
$5, dude.
$5. Hey,
$5.
you can mow it again if you want.
$5 hucks?
$5 huck.
They're
Oh,
there.
that wine,
Oh,
dude. Did you ever try that wine, Tony? The $5 huck. We'll get into that too.
This guy puts down the beat.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am the drummer to his bass.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we lay it down.
We got a church band on my back deck right now. It's amazing. So what else you getting on the bourbon, man? Back on track here. We're almost done
What are
anyway.
you drinking
So.
there, bud?
We got a Woodford Reserve Double
Oh,
Oak.
Woodford Reserve? Hey, I've got a bottle of Blanton. Hey,
Where's that at, dude? You told me you were bringing it.
you want that?
Somebody
smoke, dude?
did he say Blanton?
I need to see it, but we'll get into that. in a
Well,
minute.
yeah, we'll get in that later. Just here's my brother Craig.
The,
Anyway.
the,
You know
the
what?
color on this it really gets me.
You know what? Is it peaty?
Don't be drinking
Yeah,
that.
it's peaty.
Yep, it's beautiful.
Like I said, you can tell it's been aged in a while
To
in
me-
that barrel.
Like as far as bourbons go, this is the candy
Yeah.
Oh yes.
of the bourbons. Like this is you can just drink this.
Like I said, you know,
Like
a
even
lot of-
beginners could like
Oh yes.
if
This
you
is
can
a-
handle like a regular bourbon. This is like where it's at. This would be
Yeah.
the best thing you've ever tried.
No, and when I say that, I'm not trying to knock Woodford for it, but if you're going to be a bourbon drinker and you want to start with something that's delicious, this Double Oak is the best thing.
Yes.
Remember the Kindling?
And then I remember, what's that? The Eagle Rare 10-year. It's a good pour too.
It is a good
It
pour.
is a good pour.
I like Eagle Rare.
It kind of gives me that. When I drank, I took the Eagle Rare 10-year, took it just like this and did a sip of it, and it reminded me of that grape flavored Big League Chew.
Oh, that
Good
little,
call on that one.
like, grape flavored always has, like, a little bit of a mustiness to me
Mhm.
that, like, is welcoming, like, not in a bad way.
Right.
Like, it has that rich,
And
You
that's
know?
what you'll get in the Eagle Rare 10-year.
okay. I'm going to have to look for that next time I try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do this, man.
This
I
is
cannot
a,
believe that.
this is the first we have, like, a visitor while
vis-
we're doing an event. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my
I wish
God.
I had
First
another
neighbor.
headset.
First
We can
neighbor.
get you on here.
Right.
But, hey, we work together, and I never laughed so hard. With this guy, Dave Kirk. And, he's doing comedy. I love it. Fuck.
Yeah.
But you got. Have you ever told Tony the story about the lady that said?
Hang on. We'll get into that in a minute, man. We'll wrap this baby up here in a second.
Baby.
Now, on the Woodford, have you noticed, like, when you, like, the regular, when you take it, just sip of it, touch your tip, your lips, you can taste the spice in it.
Yes, like right
This-
off the bat.
On the double oak, you taste the sweet.
Yes, you get the sweet first, and then the oak, and then the burn on the back end.
Right.
And there's not much of that burn.
The burn and the spices on the back
So
end.
you get the burn,
That's
the
right.
oak, and then the spice.
Right.
That's
You get
right.
the sweet, the oak, and then the spice.
So it's a BOS.
That's how I'm intaking it.
Mm-hmm.
Spice.
And it is pairing even better with this cigar.
Oh, yes.
It's like canceling out the sweetness of it. I'm almost, like not all of the sweetness though. I'm almost getting like a toasted marshmallow
Right.
Ooh,
when I'm
nice.
trying this
Nice.
bourbon with this particular cigar.
Well,
Now, with the Romeo and Juliet, it's more of a, that just sitting around the fire, smoking a cigar, enjoying a great pour.
Yeah, that's right, man.
That the cigar is still peppery all the way through. It never leaves your mouth. And it just keeps making
I've
you
never
want
tried one of those. I need to try one.
good cigar.
Maybe next time.
Right.
We'll save that for our podcast, maybe. We'll have to have old James Brown on our podcast.
man, you guys are like. Oh, yeah.
And remember, I started the night off with the Kentucky Fire Cured.
The Swamp
The
Thing.
Swamp Thing.
Oh,
Love
the
it.
discontinued. Breaking my heart,
What?
man. I
So-
still have 110 left of 10 cigarillos of the Swamp Thing.
I'm going to have to scour the country looking for them.
Dude, if
Hang
you
on
do,
to that.
I'll
Hang on
buy
to that
half.
one right there, brother. Hang on to that.
Because those, the Swamp Things and the Kentucky Fire Cured Sweets.
Well, while this is on my mind, I got a funny story about Mr. James Brown here
Oh,
and myself when we worked together.
yeah, we work together.
Yeah, we got off early one day. We were just kind of hanging around. He's like, here's some money, dude. Go up and grab us something to drink.
Yeah, liquor store.
You know, let's have some fun before we go home. So I walked up to the corner. There used to be a liquor store not far, like 3 blocks. You know, so we were sitting outside of the office and whatnot. And it wasn't much money. Like, I didn't know, like, what the hell to get. It was like $10 or something. $15. And I saw something I'd never seen before. It was Wild Irish Rose, green.
Yes.
It was green. It's a wine, not a good wine. This is like on the level of Mad Dog 2020
Oh,
wine.
yeah. Right
Ooh.
on the level of that.
Like it was like freaking
was
Jolly
shitty.
Rancher green, dude.
It was so angelic.
So we sat out there. I think it was before Pool League one night or something.
Yeah, it was. It
We
actually
split
was.
that bottle, dude, and I
Jason
was
Blair.
so messed up. I do not recommend that at all, ever. Like,
We drank that.
Wild Irish Rose Green.
green. I haven't never seen it since.
Okay, good.
It probably killed somebody,
Thing, man.
honestly.
I was like, I'll make sure to miss that one.
Yeah,
next time.
go ahead and miss that one. Just pass that one on up. Save that for the teenagers. You know.
Sweet Jesus.
Now, I do want to mention that I did purchase both of these bottles
Good
from our
God,
local
bud.
liquor store.
Oh, I was hoping you would say that.
AJ's Liquor right here in good old Carterville, Illinois.
Yep,
AJ and Corey, they take care of us.
that's right. They sure do, man. Corey's my boy.
We appreciate it.
AJ too, but Corey's
AJ.
my family,
You
dude.
got AJ Blatter.
Yep.
You got no props.
And they do have an awesome selection
Yeah.
when it comes to bourbon.
Yeah.
They do
got
for
some
a
good
small
stuff.
liquor
For a
store.
small liquor store,
They have
an
a great
awesome
selection of everything for
Yes.
a small liquor store. Like for real, if like you just need some supplies, man, from a Friday night hanging out,
He's
just
got
like
you.
right now, they got you whatever you might want.
Oh, yes.
Dollar range from couple bucks to as much as you want to spend.
Beer's always cold.
AJ's,
That's
man.
right.
AJ's.
So that was a free plug there.
Free plug there, AJ.
Yeah. Next time we'll have to do a little sponsorship talk.
AJ.
Now, I do get my cigars through the mail from Cigar Aficionado, or
Yeah.
not a Cigar International.
Cigar International.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
That's to keep the stock up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I usually purchase my experimental stuff through Speakeasy, another
Yep.
local liquor store. They have a great humidor.
Speakeasy has a great humidor.
Bluefish.
Bluefish. Yep.
They,
Bluefish.
they got a decent selection of cigars. They have a very good selection of alcohol.
Oh, my Lord. Have you seen their allocated section?
Oh, yeah. It's
Behind lock and
They're
key.
very proud of it, too.
They're
though.
very proud of it.
But they have nice tastings.
They have events all year long on the tastings.
Maybe we'll do one of those and record over there one night.
He is willing to do that.
Well, Dave, you got to admit, McKinley.
Oh, yeah.
He has some top.
Back in the day,
He has some
before we let you guys go, it's been, 10 years since they closed, at least.
Yeah.
We had a place called Kindling, and it was right in the infancy of the beer,
Yeah, the buy and pour.
yeah, the
license.
craft beer boom.
Right.
Definitely before the bourbon
And Sean
boom.
Connolly, he brought that.
And
there.
that's where I learned everything that I know about this stuff was from those guys. Like, they would drive to Florida, literally,
Yeah.
and pick up beers that we could not buy here. He would drive to Chicago, Wisconsin,
Hoppy beers.
get beer, bring them back here. I've tried every kind of beer you can imagine because of those guys. So I very much appreciate them for that. And I do miss them. That was my favorite night of the week was Beer Tuesdays.
Yes.
Everybody would buy a bottle,
Yeah,
set it
buy a
on the
bottle,
table,
everybody bought a bottle,
and
different
everybody
bottle.
sampled
Yeah, try something
everything.
different.
So you got to try whatever you wanted and
IPAs,
figured out
all
what
the
you
way down to,
liked.
like, remember the sours?
Yeah, the
beers.
sours. And our buddy Sean made his own beer,
Yep. Sour
which is
beers.
one of the best beers I've ever had.
Yes, sir.
Frozen Man Ale. It was like a bourbon infused ale. And it was
Ooh,
awesome.
nice.
Homebrew, and it was spectacular.
Oh, awesome.
But yeah, man. Just to close out here, have you been watching anything good on TV or YouTube or anything entertainment wise? This is how we like to wind down the show.
Come on. Come on.
YouTube, I don't know if you know him, Bruzel.
Nope.
He does a lot
I'm
of
always
bourbon.
looking for new stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot of bourbon hunting, liquor store takeovers, where he'll bring his group of patrons and they come and they buy allocated bottles of bourbon.
Okay.
And, I watch that a lot of stuff because that usually keeps me up to date on what's hot in the bourbon world.
Okay.
Because,
So that's not in my regular rotation. So
right.
if
Just
we're
like
going down
everybody
this
has
yeah.
stocks and, they trade stocks and bonds and stuff like that. Us
Right.
country boys, we like trade with liquors
That's
and
right, buddy.
whiskeys. And it's a good cigars. That's
Oh,
what we
yeah.
trade. So it's nice to find a good bottle like this double oaked and like this just regular.
Right there. Woodford.
Because between these two, you can mix a heck of a
Oh, so nice. So
old
nice.
fashioned
Yep.
with the Woodford.
Oh yeah. My favorite old fashioned is Woodford. Regular Woodford.
Right.
Yeah, it's the best one.
Double oak, like you say, throw a Woodford cherry in it and just sip it.
It's so good, man.
Beautiful.
If I find them, they're kind of hard to find, the Woodford cherries. Like I run across them once or twice a year. I need to get a hold of some of those, and we'll try this again with that. But yeah, man.
And to tell you the truth, everything paired perfectly with what you prepared tonight.
It did
with
all
the
work
pork cutlets.
very well together.
Very well.
So this is going to be. I'll get you one in a minute, James. You're going to like it.
I've been mowing.
So this is kind of
I'm his
an
neighbor.
experiment. This is a trial
I'm
run.
the Moochie neighbor.
I think we might be onto something here, man.
Oh,
So
yes.
Well-
yeah,
I'm the Moochie
worked
neighbor.
out well.
Got a mooch off this guy. Get some good old
Moochie neighbor, I ain't seen your ass in a year and a half,
What?
other than like last week, but
Yeah.
before that.
I seen you yesterday.
Tony. Big Tony.
But I'm a YouTube guy also. But I've been watching on Max. What is it called? With Michael Simon, Barbecue USA,
Yeah.
where he follows the competition teams, and he visits with like 5 different teams to see the differences that they do, and It's kind of crazy, man.
I mean, when
they'll
we
cook
were
with like 100 teams.
right when we teamed up a couple years ago and we did that couple competitions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's awesome to stand back and watch all of us fall into place.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
we've never worked together before. We've never done this together before. But the first competition or the first cook we did,
Oh, yeah. It's teamwork, man.
we fell into
That's it.
place
That's
like
it
we've
right
been
there.
working together for
Yes.
years.
Yep.
And we made that team happen.
We did.
I mean,
a
a couple times I had to miss out on things, but you guys took it and made it what it is today, the podcast.
we're doing what we can, man. So I'm glad that you came over, helped me hold it down this week. Mr. Tone Smoke, I appreciate it.
Hey, anytime,
Don't
brother,
smoke.
anytime.
Yes, don't smoke.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always down to have a good cigar
Yes,
and a
sir.
good pour.
All right. This is not the last time that's going to happen.
Oh, no.
It's been too long since it's happened,
Been
but this is
very
definitely not the last time.
I've been missing our
Awesome.
cigar nights.
Yes.
Me too. So this coming Friday,
Okay.
this goes for everybody that's listening. In Marion at the Log Cabin, we're getting together for cigar night. Whoever wants to come, let's take that bad boy over.
You say back by popular demand.
That's right. We'll let them know that we're there to bring them some business, first and foremost. Second, to have a good time.
Right.
Hey, Dave, you know my dad used to own Log Cabin.
I did not know
Yes.
that, James.
God is my witness.
But
Yeah.
on that note,
Back
let's
in
sign
the
off of here
70s,
and get to hanging out, man. It sound good?
Sounds good to me,
All
brother.
right.
Yeah.
I appreciate
The
it,
Log
man.
Cabin. Right across from the cab company. My dad, he didn't own the building or the property, but he owned the business. And that's where I grew up. Me and my twin brother Matt, the Log Cabin. I can tell you how.
James, I'm glad you came over tonight, man. I've been texting your ass for a week.
I know.
The other night Tony was here, I was texting your ass.
You
ignoring my texts. Yes.
You going live?
Yes, we've been recording the whole time we've been
Yeah,
talking.
the whole time.
Tell my fucking spiel.
All right, before anything goes off the rails
No, let's
here,
do this
we're
live.
going to let him go. Hold on.
No.
This is how we sign off here.
No, let's
Fuck
not-
cancer.
Fuck cancer.
Fuck
Yeah,
cancer.
'cause you
All
know
right,
what?
bye-bye.
I fought